In this video, I'm just gonna go a little bit a quick summary about my strategy. Okay, I'm just gonna give you the blueprint, how easy trading can actually be if you know few steps. Okay, so let's begin with not charts, but actually just purely lines. You need to be able to identify the market trend. Okay, if you're not able to identify the market trends, then you actually have zero chances on succeeding in this market. You need to actually be able to identify the market trend. So what I mean by that is most of you, or let me just make it a little bit more obvious for some. I'll just click the wrong one. So some of you might keep on thinking that here, for example, it's a bearish market. Well, the case is that is a very bullish market. If you see that right here, most of you will probably think that we're shifted bearish and we're going to the downside, which that's not the case. And that's why most of you are failing, and me and others that know the market trend are using your stop losses as liquidity, because that's the harsh reality about trading, that if you lose, I'm winning. If I lose, you're winning. If we're taking the same trade at the same pair at the exact same time, that means that my stop loss got hit. It's your liquidity to go to take profit, and vice versa. So me knowing that the higher low it's here and the higher high is here, those things go always together. In order for a higher low to be created, you need a higher high, and vice versa. Higher low is the last strongest point that pushes the price. Not every elbow or every structure point, however you want to call it, I'm calling it an elbow because it has the shape of the elbow, but not every single one of them it's a higher low. It needs to be the strongest one that gave us the push to create the higher high. But as long as price stays in between those lines, it can do whatever it wants. The market trend remains bullish. So you might ask, yeah, but that, like, it's going down, so I can look for some entries to go sell. Yes, you can do that in some, like if you're trading very small time frames. And me personally, now I'm developing new ways to having an entry, but that comes with more experience. When you're a beginner trader, you need to identify the market trend and go with it. You need to find the weekly and the daily market trend, and then just find and scale down and find an entry, because this, it tells you exactly the direction. If you know that it's something is going up or down, then the only thing you have to do is scale down in small time frames to find an entry. So knowing that, and also please again understand that here, when that happens and we have a continuation, the higher low, the higher high, it's pretty obvious, it's the highest point at that specific time. But the higher low, guys, is not this one, is not this one, but this one. It's the strongest point, that the last strongest point, the one that actually pushed the price to make a new higher high. I have a lot of videos like that explaining a lot about the market trend, but I just wanted to give you a quick example how actually it works. Now let's jump into the real chart. So in this one, for example, I caught 2 trades back to back, and I traded, I think, for 3 weeks. It gave me nice opportunities, but I came to this one just to explain to you guys how easy is trading when you know the market trend direction. So I started with the weekly. I watched the weekly time frame. I saw that price would start doing higher low, higher high. We were bullish, and then all of a sudden we broke structure here and we became bearish. Price went up, broke aggressively again, make a new lower low and a new lower high, and price here came, rejected, and it was showing me that price wants to make the new lower low and the new lower high. So what did I do? I just mark my zones on the weekly and on the daily time frame. As you can see here, those are the trades that I execute. I mark my zones on the weekly and on the daily time frame, and then, because it's better to have a zone on those times, like those higher time frames that you have a lot of touches and you see that price, whenever price touches it goes down, whenever it's above and touches goes up. Like when you have that, it's a bigger confluence for you to actually enter and see where the price can potentially respect the zone. So what I'm doing after I mark my zones, I just scale down to the 4-hour time frame and I'm waiting for a retracement. I'm waiting for price to tell me that is slowing down, because imagine guys, if you're in a highway and you want to jump on top of a car, you won't jump on top of the car if the car is going 100 miles per hour, right? You will wait a little bit for it to slow down so you can jump on it without hurting yourself. It's the exact same thing. Doesn't mean just because the price is bearish that the price will just immediately, when it goes into the zone, it will go down. You need to wait for a slowdown, otherwise the price might never stop and keep on going up, and you might just get stopped out with for no reason. So how you identify like that the price is starting slowing down? You see a lot of small candles and wicks. That means that the buyers losing power, and that identifies that the price is about to shift. So then when that happens, you go and scale down to the 30-minute, 1-hour time frame, whatever looks the cleanest at that time. You can use 15-minute time frame, but for me, in my strategy at least, I use that only if I'm very high on the month. I won a lot of trades and I'm up and I can take more risky trades. So the 15-minute time frame is just a more risky approach. The 5 minutes just to keep an eye on it. I don't really use it, but mostly it's 30 minutes and 1 hour. Usually 30 minutes because it gives me a sharper entry. And then you just wait for a price to break structure beautifully, of course. Here never really gave me something I really wanted, because I personally like when price has, especially the head and shoulders pattern, that's my favorite one, when price is breaking with the head and shoulder patterns. But I love when the end of the head breaks the structure and below the EMA, and then it touches the EMA and going down. That is my ideal and my 10 out of 10 entry. But in this example, none of this happened. Price break the structure down here because we had our higher low and higher high up here. So price break here, but I waited for the retest, never gave me a nice retest that respects the EMA and the break of structure. So I just waited a little bit more. Also combined with the 4-hour time frame, I was still waiting and waiting, and I think also it was Friday. If you can see, it was Friday as well. So all those add up on top of the other. So then what did I do? I'm waiting it. The break happened right here. And then when price came back, I just took the trade. I think the first trade I took, or no, I have if I'm being honest, I don't quite remember the result of that one. That's why it's 100% transparent, because I think I got wicked out in one of those, but I don't remember if it was Euro GBP or something else. Oh yes, this trade, I missed my take profit for basically it was 2 pips or 3 pips. So of course, when you set the take profit, you set the take profit because you weren't thinking about money, you think percentage wise. So when you set a take profit, you take the take profit and nothing else, nothing more. So I missed my take profit for 3 to 4 pips, then price keep on doing that. And around that time, when price gave that push down, but I saw the rejection, then somewhere around here, I got out because I knew price gave exactly everything it had and it wasn't anything more to give. So it was Wednesday afternoon, which I get out. So I was like, I know price for sure up until Thursday has nothing more to give, and then it's Friday, which I'm not trading on Fridays, so I just exit the trade and then took some profits, because this trade I will never let it, guys, when a trade goes down here, you're never gonna let it go break even. it was almost a take profit for a 1 to 1.5, which is what exactly I was aiming for from my funded account. But if it misses that little bit for the take profit, then you won't let it go back to break even. That's a loss, guys. So what did I do? I closed it on when I believed that price is about to retrace. And if I was wrong and the price went straight to my take profit, then I take the risk. That's the reality of trading. So I took few profits there, and then I waited again because I really liked the daily and the zone it was giving and the whole story behind it, because the daily and the weekly tells you the story. It tells you that potentially this week price is going to drop based on the price action. The daily tells you maybe this day or the next day. It gives you the story. Weekly and daily is basically to give you the direction and tell you the story of the market. And then 4 hour is to give you the slowdown sign. It tells you, okay, price is slowing down at the very strong zone you built on the weekly or the daily or both of them combined. And then once I saw that price is starting to slowing down, then of course I didn't close it up there. I always aiming for 1 to 1.5, which it was around here. Yep. And then price on the 1 hour doesn't look so clean, but I really like the liquidity grab it had on the 4 hour. The price broke very aggressively and I knew it was my time to act. I took this trade on the break of structure here. As I told you, I love when the head and shoulder breaks on the finishing of the head. Then price gave the retest up there and the rest is history. Very nice trade on a very beautifully executed, like as you can see, the whole beauty, even though you don't have to hold the trade for that long, but like the whole beauty of knowing the market trend and understanding the story behind it on the weekly and the daily is that a trade, like for me, the best trade to aim for a 1 to 2, 1 to 1.5 is that the one that I believe it can go to 1 to 5, for example, even though of course you're not gonna hold it, at least when you're trading funded, but those trades are the ones, like for example, I knew that one huge liquidity grab twice, third week, and then I knew that the fourth week is that the week that is going to give me the push. So I was confident in the direction 100%. The story behind the whole trade idea was perfectly correct and I really liked it. Sometimes you might be wrong, but the thing is to actually trust it and know it and like it. And then the only thing I had to do is follow my few steps on the smaller time frames. And that's it. So quick summary of the whole video, guys. Of course, I gave you like a quick summary. How am I trading and how am I viewing the market? But the whole point is to understand that once you understand and know the market trend on the weekly and on the daily time frame, nothing can actually stop you. Nothing can stop you. Everything, when you know the market trend and the story behind it, everything can go your way. The only thing you have to do then, after you found your zone as well, on the high respected time frames, find the slowdown on the 4 hour, scale down on the smaller time frames to find a sharp entry, and that's it. Do that 10 times, lose 5, win 5, 50% win rate, and you won't regret it. So many of you asking me in which prop firm I'm trading with. Right now I'm trading with GOATFUNDED. I really like them. It's very trustworthy. I have no problems with them. Of course, I hear many people talking about issues they have, but I'm telling you, my experience personally, it's so good and I have no issues with them. I will leave the code in the description just for you, just can go and click it and use my code. It's FX Escape Lab 26. You get 30% off. Follow me on my YouTube channel because that supports me and it gives me effort to, like, it gives me the willing to put more effort and for you to like those videos. They're 100% transparent videos. I'm barely editing them. Like, I don't want to edit them so much. I just want you to get as transparent as possible. I'm explaining you 100% Of course, I'm giving as much as I can for free. Then follow me inside my community. It's completely for free. If you go and see my Discord community, is completely for free. I'm sharing all my trade ideas here. The before, the after when I take the trade. I also have built a new way for everyone that can learn, which is only $5 a month. If you want to learn more about that, you can personally contact me and I will give you all the details. Follow me for more, click the bell so you don't miss any new videos, so you get the notifications, and see you on the next one.